I am Maki, president of Open Gate Consulting, where we build influential leaders. That is our mission, is to help leaders grow in their skills and grow in their confidence, and also to be able to be a place where leaders can enjoy the community of others. It can be a really lonely road at times to be in a leadership role, and we wanted to provide that space for people to learn from each other.
What inspired the name of your business?
Open Gate Consulting, it was, we had a lot of fun when we thought about the initial naming of our organization. And if you think about an open gate, it makes me think of community, first of all. I mean, breaking down walls and being able and willing to have conversations, and just thinking about being comfortable with the people, your next door neighbors. So primarily we wanted to build a community, but also if you think about open gates, you think about opening up our minds to different ways of thinking, to being new skills, new thoughts and ways of being. And so it's a little bit of both community and opening up our minds.
How would you describe what you do in a sentence or two?
At Open Gate Consulting, we help leaders develop confidence, I think is probably the main outcome that often comes from our work in individual coaching and group coaching, is helping leaders build those skills so they can execute and manage their roles in a way that inspires confidence, not only for themselves, but also for their teams.
What is one thing that makes your business unique?
We at Open Gate Consulting, our clients become friends. They know that we care about them deeply, we care about their success, and I think clients feel that and know that, and we hear that we know we're in it for a long-term relationship and want people to succeed.
What inspired you to start Open Gate Consulting?
Well, I was really fortunate in the beginning of my career to have a lot of leader development through the military, through the Army. You get these wonderful opportunities to learn how to be a leader in very arduous environments. You're cold, you're uncomfortable, and yet you still have to be the strong person for your team. And so you learn a lot in that environment, and it's also very structured. And then when I moved into the corporate world, I also had very structured several years of classes and leader development that gave me a lot of background, foundation, and practice to do my job. And as I moved further into my career in the employee assistance field, where I was more of a coach consultant to leaders, that's where I found a lot of people do not have that opportunity in the organizations. The organization just doesn't have the money, doesn't have the resources to provide that. And so then you find people who are often thrown into a role where it's expected to be intuitive, to have all these skills as a leader, and they don't. And they end up being frustrated, they end up doubting themselves, losing a lot of confidence, and blaming themselves when things don't go right. And so that was a huge part of my heart, is allowing leaders to, or giving them some of the tools and the structure and the opportunity that I had as a young leader.
Nancy, what values guide your team and how you work with others?
Yeah, there's 5 values that we really drilled down on when we started this business that are very important to me. First one is trust. I think that's the foundation for so much of relationships. And trust is a two-way street, and we at Open Gate Consulting recognize that we have to build trust by our actions. We have to earn trust by how we treat people, how we respond to people, how we talk to people. And so that's our foundational value. And then closely behind that, you have respect. And again, I think these words get thrown around a lot when you talk about things like mission, vision, values. And so it's something that it's very critical that we follow through and that we take responsibility for follow through, for getting back with people in a manner that's responsive, that we think about how we talk with people and respect that people have differing views and different ways of being, and treating all of that with respect, treating the whole person as someone worthy of our time and our attention. A third value is focus. Seems like an odd little value, and yet it comes from the fact that we live in such a distracted, disconnected world where people don't have the ability to pay attention to one another. If you've ever tried to have a conversation with someone who's supposedly listening to you and texting on your phone, you know what that feels like. And so it's very important for us to give people our full attention and to make sure that they know that they are the center and the most important person in our conversation by giving them our full focus. And then creativity is another value. We really don't take a cookie cutter approach. We look at each client's unique needs and do our best to think about the most effective way we can help them find a solution to their problem. And sometimes that means tweaking the way we do things and coming up with different ways of doing things to meet those unique needs. So we strive to be creative in the way that we think about things. And finally, we wrap it up with a little bit of humor. And humor doesn't mean you have to be a stand-up comic or telling jokes all the time. For us, it's really more about just finding some fun in the absurdity that we all deal with on a day-to-day basis and taking ourselves lightly and being able to have a laugh when we can.
All right. So Nancy, what do your clients say they appreciate most about working with you?
I think what I hear a lot or interpret from folks is they feel heard and they feel understood. And I think that comes from a real deep listening approach to people, right? We, again, as I said earlier, we live in a world where people are so distracted. And oftentimes when I am teaching a course on listening skills, I will ask the question, do you feel that people are by and large good listeners? And most folks will raise their hands or shake their heads no. And so I think we have a real epidemic, I think, where people just aren't feeling heard and feel very misunderstood. And when you can give someone the gift of being listened to deeply, that can be life-changing for some people. And so I think feeling heard and understood is one of the gifts that we strive to give to our clients on a consistent basis.
Share a favorite moment or a success story from your work.
Yes, that is really fun. We just had the opportunity recently to spend a day with a long-term client who had 5 members of their leadership team undergo our leader workout group experience. And we also did some team building during the day, and we got the opportunity to listen to the graduates of our program share with their overall team their experiences from the program and some of the key learning objectives and takeaways. And what was so exciting and gratifying about that experience was the fact that these people had gone through the program several years ago, and yet they were still embracing and utilizing some of the tools on a consistent and some even daily basis. And so that for both Laura and I on our team who got to spend the day with our client, it was just really gratifying to see the changes, the successes, and the application of skills that people got from our program.
Nancy, what are you most excited about in the future for the business?
We have had such good success with our clients so far, and it's so gratifying and enjoyable for me to see people grow and gain confidence in their abilities as a leader. That has been the most fun thing for me on this business journey. And so as I think about the future, I think about being able to reach more leaders, refining our processes to be more efficient and help leaders grow and have fun and be able to enjoy the experience of being a leader and not be intimidated by it. So we're looking forward to reaching out more, providing more opportunities to learn, more topics. We're just super excited and looking forward to meeting you.
What is one thing you would like people to remember?
That Open Gate Consulting is your space for community, to have a guide and a sounding board to help you grow your skills and your confidence as a leader. And that's a rare gift in this day and age where everything seems to be so transactional and superficial. And our goal is really to be your partners for the long term. And so we hope that you check us out, and we look forward to seeing you soon. At Open Gate Consulting, trust is the foundation of everything we do. If you're looking for a trusted partner, give us a call. We'd love to connect.